What's up? I'm HUGZ. That's Sam. Welcome to HUGZ Sam. Today we're getting into Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood episode 40.
40. How many are there?
40, 64.
64, so we're like...
I feel like we're on the downhill slide because we're starting to learn a lot of like what I consider endgame information. We finally found out who Pride is. Yes. We've seen more from Hohenheim. I feel like, you know, Father finally started showing like his plans and naming off specific people that are sacrifices.
Don't know that fifth person.
Well, here's my thing. Okay, I'm very confused by this because they said that Roy Mustang may be a potential sacrifice, but if Hohenheim is a homunculus, right? Or you said potentially he is. Do we say maybe he like? What do we think that he was? Like just a homunculus?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Like, is he is like the son of Father, or he is like half of a relative?
I just feel like he's something completely different.
Different than everything else.
Like the way he like reached into him and like it like healed instantly, but then. Also, like, it looked like the blood droplets themselves, like, kind of came to life almost. I don't know if I'm just, like, if I just, like,
I don't know.
Envisioned that.
But what
like,
I'm saying is, like, he doesn't
like
seem...
the blood, like, came alive or something, like...
To me, he doesn't seem like he could be a sacrifice, though, because he's not, like, a normal person.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
he's something different.
If he could just sacrifice homunculus, why wouldn't he just sacrifice...
Right.
The sins.
And why did Azumi get knocked over? Like,
why did Azumi get knocked over? Who is the fifth? Is it Kimberly? Because Kimberly is like, he can freaking eat the stones or like kind of...
Like, what is it about those people? Like, I feel like there's something about the Elric brothers that we just don't know yet. There's something special about them we don't know
because
yet.
Von Hohenheim is whatever he is, so they're half of that.
There's something
but
about...
then why is Roy?
They're like... Their blood, their makeup, I think that is like...
And even beyond that, they've seen the truth because they did the transformation or transmutation like Azumi, but then why is Roy a potential candidate?
Right, because he needs a circle.
You know what I mean? Like,
him
he hadn't seen the truth.
Scarring it on his hand.
We don't see him healing himself like he's part homunculus.
Right. Because if he could, he would have.
So I'm wondering, what is the criteria?
Right. And then now we also have Al, like, having, like, crazy mad, like, visions of his body, like, even more withered away than when we saw it.
I don't know if it was, like, his soul was calling him back, or, like, he was calling to his soul. Like, something happened there. Because he said
something about, like, something like rejecting, like, the body and soul rejecting one another, so it made us wonder, like... Did they try to put another soul into that body and the body rejected it, so it was coming and searching for its soul? Or is it like the body is completely withering away, so it's then searching for its soul because it like longs for that soul?
See, that's the other thing that I'm curious of as well, is how would they even sacrifice Al? It's a blood sacrifice, right? Because the souls were left over after they sacrificed the people.
That's what I was wondering, like, way back. Like, do they... I wonder... Well, Father does know that Al is now, like... It doesn't have his body anymore, you know? So it's like...
Because when he showed up, didn't he have his arm gone when he showed up? Because he fixed it, right? Wasn't it gone from when... what's his name? Gluttony ate it.
Yeah.
Because then he fixed it without thinning the metal. Because that was the big thing.
Yeah.
Not only did he fix the armor, he fixed it without thinning the metal.
But maybe he has access to the truth, like the...
I don't know. It's just,
I always
want to
say the upside down. Like, that's like...
which we will be getting into Stranger Things too, eventually.
We've been saying that.
Well, that's why I said eventually. But there's so many questions. Like, I feel like we've gotten a few answers. I feel like Roddy Piper, when you get all the answers, I change all the questions. Because that's kind of what it is. Whenever we think we're finally getting there, they kind of nudge us a little bit further away. So I'm very excited about what we're starting to find out, where we're starting to go. And hopefully, you know, with the new characters being added, we have Briggs now and all the characters that come along with that. We finally know that Salim is Pride. We have all the craziness comes along with that. Hawkeye now knows that Slim is messed up, and then what also, her story with her dad and all that.
Tattoo and how her tattoo got messed up and scarred.
Scar's brother's information and all the information from that book. There's just so much going on there's so much, now.
And I feel like there's like only 24 episodes left, and I don't think that
we have a long way to go.
I feel like it's a long way, but I just feel like
there's a lot happening.
There's a lot that I feel like all this time there's like 40 episodes, and they've like linked all this stuff out. That it's like I feel like 24 episodes. It's like there's just like not enough time for it anymore. I don't think. I don't know.
It's almost like they've built a story this whole time. They've linked up a story.
It's like a lot of foreplay, and then like, oh crap! I gotta be at work in 10 minutes. We gotta finish this off. You know what I'm saying?
Let's get into it, see what's going down. Check it out. Alright. Hello.
Fuhrer Bradley summoned me. For an extended stay, I imagine. I hope you know I could eat you into bankruptcy.
Maybe we should skip dinner then.
I see. You're short on both money and nerve, huh?
Maybe I could offer some flowers instead.
Because he's got
there
a
are
whole
many
bunch
fine florists here in Central.
Well, and he's saying he got the message.
Yeah.
It's like, even though they're in the same show, it's like a crossover episode because we have Olivier and...
Now then, General Armstrong. We need to talk about General Raven's recent disappearance. Just what have you done?
Uh-oh.
I won't be able to hide it all.
Is that the reason you saw fit to dispose of him?
Surely you don't need him. It can't be good to have someone so talkative on your senior staff.
You have me intrigued, General. What did Raven say?
Immortality. The history of this country. Your Excellency's identity.
I like the way you play. Very well.
I love that his eyes like freaking glowing.
But as I expect you'll understand, my men will take over Fort Briggs. Agreed?
Of course, as you wish. My soldiers are extremely strong and well trained, sir. I guarantee they will serve you well, Your Excellency.
He doesn't care about that. He's gonna kill him.
I'm sure they will. I appreciate the sacrifice, General.
Sacrifice!
Is she the sacrifice, I wonder?
No, he wants to... She essentially gave up Briggs, so he wants to sacrifice all of Briggs.
Well, yeah, we've known that's gotta happen to finish off the circle of like the map.
Are you saying for
But I'm saying the
her
fifth,
as father?
the fifth for father.
That could be.
Because it's kind of like play on words.
See, I thought her saying she was giving up Briggs is the sacrifice. That's what I thought. Like that was the. Well, play.
Yeah, but I feel like
instead of like because her sacrifice to duty.
We act with one will. That's the Fort Briggs way. From here on, the bears will fight the tigers.
The bears will fight the tigers. Oh my gosh!
The dwarf and the flask. The shadow.
Well, apparently, Scar's up in the north.
I see.
My former classmates Lucy and Ian are stationed up there. They like to keep me informed.
Uni once more. And then Sterling.
HugKnuckles. That's awesome! That's so cool!
I love how they...
There's no such thing. What in the world is about to happen here in Central?
Wow.
That's so cool.
That's so
they
cool
like
they
freaking
did that,
like
yeah.
They're so awesome. Oh my gosh.
You show no fear. I like that. What's your name?
I'm number 23.
Not your number. I want you to tell me your real name.
I'm a slave. I don't have one.
I exist today because you gave me your blood. Thank you. Let's see. Number 23 isn't going to cut it. I think I'll give you a name of your own.
Is that why he's
Give me a
father?
name.
Because
Who are
he
you?
gave birth
You'll want
to...
a noble sounding one, right? Let's see. Theo. Theophrastus Bombastus.
That's too long.
How about Von? Von Hohenheim. How does that
Okay,
sound?
so it's not
So
father.
von Hohenheim, huh? I think I can remember that.
It's spelled... Oh, you don't know how to read and write, do you?
I don't need to read and write to do my work.
Your slave work. Are you going to live out the rest of your life as a slave without the rights of a real man?
That's cool.
In that case, you're no different from me, trapped inside this stuffy flask.
Wow.
Let me teach you. You can call me the Dwarf in the Flask, HugKnuckles.
I thought... So is this the first...
I don't know.
I'm grateful to you.
Oh? For what?
I live as well as I do now because of the knowledge you gave me.
So it's been teaching
And
him
I've
how
also
to
earned the Master's respect.
be
Thanks to
a
you,
better
maybe
alchemist.
someday, I'll even be able to get married and have a family. That's where humans find happiness. We live for the bonds that we form with friends and family members. That's who we humans are.
Sure, whatever you say.
Okay then, what is it that makes you happy?
That's sad note now,
But,
though,
yeah,
then that he's
has to be a
I
way
separated.
hate to be guilty.
Immortality. Tell me, is it possible or isn't it?
Growing impatient in your old age? How lamentable, King of Xerxes. Okay.
Xerxes was that old city that was sacrificed.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. So that's how that happened.
That's the king for you. He even
They're
cares
digging the
about the
circle.
well-being of us commoners.
Yes, he does.
Wow.
Hurry,
Yep.
quickly!
It's the destroyed circle.
Carve out the crest of blood while there's still time.
What an awful tragedy.
Yeah, real tragic.
I love that image.
Yep.
That's such a cool image.
You may now become immortal.
Is that... Oh, never mind.
You were gonna say, is that father?
Yeah, and then, like,
And I'm like,
immortality made him younger or something.
I don't know how it goes because that's Hohenheim, so. Oh, snap.
This is immortality. No, no, you must be wrong. I don't understand it. You said if we were in the center of the circle, we wouldn't be harmed.
Oh my god.
The true center
That
of
gives
the
him-
transmutation circle is right here where you're standing.
It is?
Surely you remember that your blood is within me. I used it to open the doorway. Blood brother of
Oh
mine,
my
von
god.
Hohenheim. Right now, you and I are at the center of everything.
Wow.
Whoa! I wonder if Father is the ball.
Part of him or something? Or?
The dwarf in the flask or whatever. Dang.
I love that the clouds
Yeah.
are like representative of the eye.
Oh my gosh.
This is such a good episode. I mean, there's gotta be a reason they look exactly alike.
Yeah,
you know?
and with it being his blood, that makes sense, I guess.
That the homunculus would look
Right,
like him.
Maya.
Yeah.
Tony!
Those are the names, right?
Yep.
It's no use. All of their souls have been taken from them.
Majesty! Are you all right?
Ooh.
Tell
It's gonna be
me,
father.
your body,
Yup.
Yup.
how is it feeling?
It's me. Impossible.
Wow.
Finally, I can walk on my own two legs.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Are you the homunculus and the flask?
Oh my god.
What's going on here? What is this? What have you done? To thank you for your blood, I've given you a name, and I've given you knowledge. And now, I've given you a body that will live forever. You hear them, don't you? The voices of
souls?
all
Yeah.
the people in this country who were offered in exchange
my
for
God.
immortality. Well, half of their lives were for me, actually.
See, I thought it was father having a flashback.
Von Hohenheim?
I thought it was too.
Maybe it was, and then Hohenheim as well. I don't know.
May I have a look at her?
Can
I know
he
a bit
heal?
about the medical field.
Sure. Mrs.
Look the way he
I was
runs,
wondering if
I
he would
mean,
have the ability to
You have.
heal, like.
Yeah.
See the truth.
How does he know?
What
He
did
can
you
just like touch her and
sacrifice?
tell something's not right.
Please be honest with me. I'm sorry.
What the hell?
Izumi, hang on. Izumi.
My breathing. It's easier.
That's what I'm saying. Can he like heal like Father can?
There's no wound.
That's impossible.
Freaking
You
awesome.
cannot give in to your fate just yet.
You're the boy's father.
I thought that was
But
GG.
you-
Yeah, I know. I thought he killed her.
Who are you?
Who am I? I am a philosopher's stone in the form of a man.
Am a philosopher's stone.
That's what I am.
Oh my god!
Wow.
That is so cool!
Wow.
That's so cool!
We had an idea he was something that was like a homunculus. We had an idea that he was something that was like beyond a homunculus or a homunculus, definitely beyond human. I thought he was going to be some sort of like demigod, but it makes sense in being a... Well, I don't see him being like a living... I mean, that's what he said he is, but do you get what I'm saying? Like, so anyone who makes a sacrifice then is like a living Philosopher's Stone? Because that one thing was still a homunculus, right?
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, like...
Because they essentially split the sacrifice, because he said half of the souls were for him.
Yeah.
So does that mean Vaughn is equally as powerful as Father then?
Don't know.
Also...
But like
I'm
we were like
confused.
pretty right, because we said that it was like envy, like the way the blood turned. We
Yeah.
said that it was kind of like envy, where like all like the souls were like coming out of the middle
Yeah.
of the like Philosopher's Stone, because
It's
that was
weird.
very much similar to that.
It's weird Father having the name Father when he is the son of Hohenheim,
Yeah.
technically, because he was created through his blood. It's a weird like situation.
Yeah, but I get it now. Like
Because then you would think that Hohenheim would be...
Father, like when like
More
the whole
powerful.
time I was like, oh, he's gonna name him Father, but that's how is
Because
that
it's his
Hohenheim?
dad,
Like,
yeah.
But then, like, why? I wonder how he got the name Father. Just because he fathered all the
He's
homunculus.
father to
like,
the homunculus,
he becomes
I
a
think,
father
yeah.
to the homunculus, like, later on. Holy poop. Yeah, but I thought for a split second that, you know, like, that guy was gonna become father, but, like, he was gonna, like, age younger or whatever.
Well, I thought there was going to be something like
But-
he split because of the sacrifice. It, like, would have split him into two beings because he seems like a good guy and maybe Father was, like, the evil in him or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't connect the dots
But
on
I was
that.
like, is that gonna be Father? But then
Yeah.
I was like, no, that's dumb. And then you're like, are you gonna say that's gonna be Father? And I'm like, yeah.
Well, because I'm thinking it, like...
But then, like, I'm like, I gotta say this because if it happens, like,
he just didn't look
I would've
anything
been
like
right.
him.
Exactly.
And it was in my mind that he could have been, but I'm like, it just doesn't seem plausible, so I don't want
but
to
the
say
way
it because
he
then
had,
everybody will
like-
jump on me.
Exactly,
If it's like,
because I fear you guys. You
Yeah.
guys are brutal sometimes. But
Yeah.
like the way like he had like the color of eyes and the color of hair, I
The
was
hair.
like, that could very much like whenever he was younger, look very much like
and he
Father.
seemed more evil and like not as caring because he's willing to sacrifice all his people.
Right. Exactly.
But I
And I
wasn't
feel
gonna go
like-
there. I wasn't gonna go there because I didn't think that.
But I
like,
went
it wasn't
there.
one hundo p on it.
I went there halfway, and you brought
I wasn't.
me all the
I
way.
wasn't one hundo
and-
p.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing me all the way.
No
so
problem.
now I was like, kind of right.
I've kind of. I don't know. I'm still very. I don't know how to put into words what I'm trying to understand. Because, like, he was created of him, and then he gave him immortality, and he created all these people. So, like, what is their relationship now? Because he didn't even know that Vaughn had kids, and, like,
I feel
you know
like
what I'm saying?
I feel like Vaughn like
Did he just, like, leave him
runs
and...
away or something. Yeah.
Well, because he had
'Cause
to
he
have
didn't
been
wanna have
upset that all his
anything.
people were killed. And, like, now I get the thing where he like ripped it out and like apologized to everybody, because like if he's living hearing them inside of him all the time, it's kind of like if you ever play World of Warcraft, there's this dude called the Lich King, and essentially like his sword is filled with the souls of people that it's killed, and like they whisper to you.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of torture in itself.
So like I wonder though, like it still doesn't explain why he reached into his chest. Like, because
they're inside of him. It was like pouring one out for your homies, but the Alchemist Stone edition.
Oh, because like they came out. Like whenever I said like the blood came to life.
Well, like spun around like, or did like little.
So like, and that's what made me think of like when Envy, you know, that whole thing with like is his blood like alive? I guess.
I just figured he was some sort of like more powerful or like differently formed homunculus. Because then. Here's really my question: how could Ed and Al lose their? Well, he kind of said why it happened, because she sacrificed it. He can't give the organs back, so that's why they didn't just grow back. But you think anytime they just receive a wound, then it would heal? That's not like you know, they've been pretty banged up before.
Yeah, but just because their dad's immortal doesn't mean they are.
They're half. If he is a living Philosopher's Stone, then they're half of that.
Yeah.
That's his blood. He ripped it out and it does things. Like, he can stuff his hand into people and like rearrange things. They're half of that. They have to have some sort of magical property.
There has to be something more about them we don't know yet.
Why did it take until he sacrificed himself to be able to do alchemy with no circle if he had that in him? Do you get what I'm saying? He should have just been able to do alchemy without a circle the whole time.
Yeah. Who?
And now.
Yeah. I wonder if they had ever tried.
Do you get what I'm saying, though? Like, I would think that they should be able to.
Yeah.
Don't know, though. I don't know. It just...
Well, also, like, the way, like, the dwarf in the flask, a.k.a. now father, was, like, talking about, like, he had all this wisdom and stuff. Like, it makes me, like, wonder, because, like, the brothers are, like, really smart. You know what I mean? For, like, who they are. And, like, you know, just, like, they were kids. They were really smart. And it was just kind of, like, a unique thing for them to be that smart. And I always just chalked it up as, like, oh, they just read a lot, you know? But, like, I wonder if that has anything to do with, like, their wisdom and...
I'm just wondering, like, do they have abilities and they just don't know?
That's what I'm thinking.
Because you know it's going to kill me inside so much.
Well, we know they couldn't because Ed or Al couldn't do it until he remembered.
Yeah.
Remember? So, like, he had tried and tried.
Well,
so I was like, I wonder if they tried.
He wasn't in his body, though. He was just a metal canister.
Yeah.
So he didn't actually have his blood that would be of his father.
Right.
I don't know if that makes sense or if that even is a good justification.
But like, the soul, I think, is what, like, would really, like... I don't know.
I don't know how that all works. But here's my thing. Von Hohenheim healed. If the kids have some form... And this is kind of like, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched Ruby Volume 5 or past Volume 3, spoiler alert.
Turn this off.
Like, just wait, like, jump ahead, like, 2 or 3 minutes. Jean finding out he has the ability to heal, like, after the effect, you know, like, after the fact. And although I don't think he would have been able to do anything particularly to save in that situation, but if they find out they have some form of healing factor and their mom died and they could have healed her, like, that's going to mess me up.
Well, the thing is, though, with that, like, explanation is, like, what he did was, like, I think he was able to just, like, help, like, kind of like, you know,
he
healer
said he
lady.
Couldn't because she sacrificed her organs. The mom didn't sacrifice anything.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about the whole Jean thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he didn't necessarily heal. It was kind of like Healer Girl on My Hero. Like, just kind of like...
Well, I'm just saying, like, someone finding out they had a way to protect someone and they lost someone before that.
Yeah.
You know, like, it would beat them up that they may have been able to do something. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, if they find out later, even if they couldn't really do anything about their mom dying, if they have some form of healing ability or
but also
restorative
I think that's
ability.
why the brothers are going to be even more mad if they find out that their dad has that ability, that he didn't do something to save their mom.
Well, it's just, and then that's what spiraled into them having to, well, not having to, but choosing to do the transmutation to try to bring their mom back and losing the bodies. And I don't know. This episode had so much in it.
Yeah.
Because we had the amazing teamwork of Roy and Hawkeye doing the story, the major reveal to Hawkeye.
Right.
After, I love that she, like, looked at the shadow and then, like, knocked.
Yeah.
You know, like, that was so cool. What else do we have? We had some really cool stuff. We had Briggs essentially being taken over by Olivier saying that she was going to take over for Raven, for Bradley, and they talk about the sacrifice, and you brought up the point the sacrifice could be her as the fifth.
Yeah.
Whereas I was thinking
we
more
still
of
don't
like
know,
the
like,
circle,
a whole
they're
lot
going to
about
do the
her,
crest
but
of
she's
blood.
definitely a badass, so...
I don't know what the criteria is. That's what I'm saying. It's difficult to say who would be a good sacrifice because what does it take to be that? If it just takes being a badass, like, why isn't Hawkeye a good sacrifice?
Yeah.
You know, she's got it in her blood of her dad being, like, this amazing, like...
Because we had said that before because of, like, you know...
You know, she got the tattoos. What about
tattoos
Scar?
and
Is
stuff,
Scar
there's stuff
good?
we do not know about her.
Did they talk about Scar being a possible sacrifice before? They might have. If not, why isn't he?
Yeah. I feel like that if it was somebody, like, obvious or whatever, they would have said it.
Well, I think maybe if it's somebody obvious and they don't say it, it's, like, surprising. Like, it's kind of like it's been in front of your face the whole time. So that's why I'm trying to think back.
Well, like, that's why I'm thinking it can't be Roy. Because, like,
Pinocchio.
that was weird, that dream sequence thing with her.
What about Winry? I don't see her being, like, she's not really an alchemist.
I don't think that, like, fits her role in the story.
What about Mei Chang?
No. I'm just like...
Why not?
I don't know.
She's really powerful alchestress.
That would be, like, a pretty big, like, shock.
That's what I'm saying.
Just because I feel like it doesn't fit her personal story.
She's very strong, though. Like, she's very capable and talented the way that she does her alchemy.
Yeah.
That she can, like, throw the circles and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, she's bested the boys. Not, like, really defeated them, but been able to, like...
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of characters that aren't, like, the big characters that are always around, though. You know what I mean?
I just want to know why Izumi was knocked over.
I thought that was game over.
Oh, yeah. Whenever
I was
he
like,
reached
damn,
inside her,
Hohenheim.
I was like... Well, the only thing that kept me from, like, 100% thinking he was, like, killing her was the fact that he reached into himself. And there was, like, I still don't know, like, that reason. Like, you say it was pouring one out for the homies or whatever.
That's what I thought.
But, like,
because he was saying their
like
names and, like, apologizing.
There
like,
was something, like, a reason for him doing that other than just pouring one out for the homies.
I feel like it was just, like, a remembrance. I don't know. That's just what that's when he was doing it, like, that's what it made me think of, is, like, kind of like paying respects or whatever to.
Yeah.
Here's my other question too, or not my question, but, like, why, my justification for why I thought Izumi was going to go is because of how pissed he was when he found out about Ed now doing the transmutation to try to save their mom.
Yeah.
And now he was, like, upset that they had done that. So,
like, he was upset to their face, right?
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like that was all part of his bad guy. I'm the bad guy. I'm not your friend.
He would have to be upset about that, though, because you'd be mad that your kids gave up their bodies. Like,
I think it's a little different. Like, oh, like, I can do something terrible and my mom be, like, so mad at me. Yeah. But if my friend did the exact same thing, she'd be like...
Well, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, like, if he as a character is, like, very angry at people doing that, you know what I mean? And they're not his kid. They'd be more likely to kill that dude instead of the kid, or kill Izumi instead of his own kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, you did this great sin of a sacrifice? Like, I did it because I didn't, like, you know, Von Hohenheim didn't have a choice. It just happened. You know what I mean? She did it because she wanted to.
See, my thing too is okay.
But obviously, that's not what went down. But that's why my justification for why I thought he was going to kill him.
So he longed for or he wanted wife and kids. You know, he wanted like that connection or whatever. And then,
he said people can't really exist without that connection.
Right, and so he then went on, got married, had kids, and then he left. My question is, why did he leave? Just because?
Well, he was afraid.
He felt like they were. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But, like, why did he do all that if he knew who he was in the beginning?
He fell in love. They kind of talk about it in that episode that he, they just fell in love and he felt like he was a monster anyway, but, like...
But she, like, was... Yeah.
She was supportive and...
So, like, he left and then he came back and he warned them to leave because of he knows what's going to happen because he witnessed it. He witnessed, like, a bunch of people dying. Yeah. So, like, knowing that, wouldn't you be like... You'll need to leave. Like, I feel like he should, like, go in there and make sure everybody is safe.
Well, he might. He still seems to be around. Like, he's going somewhere on the train.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like he's just dipping out.
Like,
he's been
on a
around.
Mission. Yeah.
He's dreaming and talking to Pinocchio through the bottle.
I'm not saying, like, time's over, he hasn't done it. Man, I'm so mad he hasn't done it. I'm saying, like,
I think he's up to something right now,
exactly what I'm saying. Like, I feel like he's definitely going to make sure people are safe. I think he's going to be the one to, like, save everything.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is he equally to, greater than, or less than Father?
Right.
Because he created Father. So if he steps to Father,
if he's
would
like,
he be able to shut him down?
Stop it, child.
Yeah, or even like, I created you, you owe me. Like... I don't know.
Or be like, hey.
Or I brought you into this world. I'm going to bring you out. You know what I mean?
Pride, like, I'm your granddad. All of you homunculus. I'm wondering, your granddad.
I'm wondering what are the full capabilities of his ability. Also, if Ed and Al are part Philosopher's Stone... Okay? I'm just spitballing because with all this new information, it changes the whole show.
Yeah.
So, if Ed now are partial Alchemist Stones, or Philosopher's Stones, how did Father turn it off? Also, how can Father do that anyway? Just turn off their alchemy in an area. Because can Hohenheim do that? Like, what gives somebody the ability to do that, but not be able to shut down the alchemy and only the alchemy?
Well...
Like, what's that ability? What's that? Is it like a dampening ability? It has something to do with,
like, the other kind of...
That's what I'm saying. What is the difference?
I don't know. In the circle...
And why does he have the ability to affect alchemy at all?
Xerxes' circle, was that the same kind of alchemy that they use?
Yeah.
It was just...
Because remember, Xerxes isn't that where they went? Where it told the story of the brother went the other way, and Xerxes was the side of the other one.
No, it was. Ed didn't know that the rest of the circle because it wasn't complete.
Yeah, but when he was there is when they told the story about the two brothers, right? Or was that before that?
I don't remember all that, but I just know, like...
Do you remember the story of how alchemy and alchemy was two brothers that, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm just asking if I made that up, because the other day I thought something happened in My Hero that didn't even happen in this story. So I'm like, that did happen, right?
I vaguely remember that.
And that's like how the two different branches like got created or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when he was looking at the alchemist stone, like the summoning stone, because then part of that was inside gluttony, right?
Mm-hmm.
The stone. Weird.
Because that's the stone that he needed, because it got eaten, and that's what he needed to
figure out the
rest of it, because it was inside, and that's what he used to get out.
Yeah. Weird.
It's really hot in here.
Yeah, we've been going at this for a while. There's a lot of things we've been thinking about. Great episode though. One of my favorite episodes of the show. Yeah. Just because we got a lot of reveals and it was a lot of reveals,
a lot of anticipated things,
cool story like plot devices.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Salim like actually have a battle because he seems
scary.
Like, scary, powerful.
Yeah.
The way he just, like, dominated that crew at Briggs, the way his arms just come from everywhere through the shadows, and he, like, came at Hawkeye like that, he just seems like an omnipresent, dangerous, which is so cool with him being a little kid. And I like, the more I thought about that, and I read comments, people talking about my theory of they should have just shown him in the cave, how badass would that have been if it had just been this little kid in a cave, and then just like, you know? I don't know. I'm so excited to see him, more than anything, what he is capable of, because he just seems like a bad mother. Shut your mouth.
I was straight up thinking that you were about to say some stuff. I was like, all right then. All right.
Alright, y'all. Let us know what you thought in the comments down below. Like it if you did, sub if you don't already. Shout out to our patrons watching the full reaction early up on Patreon. Your support means the absolute world to us. Thank you so much. We'll be back with more videos soon. We love you guys. Bye.